Hello, my name's Ella and I'm here today with the UKMHA. I am at Jofson talking to Rachel, the Managing Director of the company. So Rachel, for those who are watching, would you mind introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about your role here at Jofson?
Yeah, no problem at all. Hi, Ella. I'm Rachel Moore. I'm Managing Director of Jofson Limited. Jofson was started in 1977 by my father. At that time, we were predominantly rebuilding Lancing Bagnall forklift trucks. Jofson now we've been a Mitsubishi dealer since 1995. We're probably one of the largest Mitsubishi dealers in the country, for me is a huge success.
Okay. So as Managing Director at Jofson, what does your typical day look like? What are your responsibilities here?
Well, it goes without saying, as managing director, I'm responsible for everything. Um, And I take that responsibility very seriously, but every day is very varied. I must admit, I always have a to-do list, but invariably I don't get to that to-do list because other things crop up.
So I understand you've been with Jofson since the early 80s. Could you walk us through your career journey?
Yes, I studied business administration and marketing at Strathclyde University. During that time, I was particularly drawn to industrial marketing. I think that's because I'd been around forklift trucks since I was a very small child.
Mm,
My first job was actually with Lucas Electrical in Birmingham in industrial marketing. But at that time, my dad actually was moving premises and was looking for an office manager, and he offered me the opportunity to come and join Jofson. When I started in the business, we'd got 23 forklift trucks out on hire. We'd got 3 engineers in the workshop, we've got 2 service engineers, and now today, we've got over 1,000 trucks out on hire, and we've got 30 plus engineers working for Jofson.
So Rachel, could you highlight any pivotal decisions or moments that led you to this today?
Yes, I can. I think for me, one of the most pivotal moments was when my father told me that he was going to retire and potentially he was going to sell the business to a
Okay.
competitor. I'd worked with my dad for about 10 years by that time. And to be honest with you, we'd put a lot of hard work into it and I had a really good team around me. And I really didn't want to see that go
Mm,
anywhere else. And I actually thought I could probably buy this
yeah.
business. I was very lucky. I actually got the backing of one of the major banks, and I'm pleased to say I was able to borrow the money. Dad retired, and my husband and I bought the business actually in 1995.
So reflecting on your career and your journey, can you highlight or think of any specific proud moments that you have?
Gosh, I've had loads of proud moments. I guess during my working career, some of the things that I've done that have been the proudest is we've bought several businesses
Mm,
over the years. I think from a sales perspective, for me, one of my proudest moments was when we secured the Dairy Crest order in 2007. That was an order for over 140 trucks. It was definitely one of the largest orders
yeah.
that Jofson have ever secured. And just 2 years after that, we actually managed to secure the Kellogg's order as well,
Oh,
which
wow.
was a great achievement for us.
Do you have somebody or a mentor that's someone who's been the most influential on you throughout your career?
I've been very lucky. There've been lots of influential people, but I think there are probably 2 people that stand out as far
Mm,
as I'm concerned. One is actually a lecturer that I had at Sutton Coldfield College. Um, he believed in me and he encouraged me to go to university, which I think for me was a game changer. And then, of course, my dad. And I think what I learned from my dad was definitely the work ethic.
mm.
I think it was values, standards, it was fairness, and it was always a respect in others. And I think I hope that I've always had that within my career, a respect for everybody that I've worked with and that I've known.
So throughout your career, what are some significant challenges that you've faced as managing director and a woman within the industry?
I think for anybody that runs their own business, there are challenges. I don't necessarily think it's because I'm a woman,
Mm,
some of the challenges that I've had. But I think for me, in the early days, as a woman, and probably as a woman in an industry then that was particularly male dominated, I definitely had to prove myself. I don't think a lot of my peer group at the time could understand how I could run a forklift truck company.
mm.
You can't let people bring you down. You've got to be strong. You've got to believe in yourself
Mm.
and you've got to believe in your team around you. And I've been very lucky. I've got lots of people here at Jofson that have been with me a long time and that have come on this journey with me. So for that, I think that's given me a lot of strength.
Do you think that's the secret then, to have a good supportive group of people around you?
Most
Mm.
definitely. You cannot do it on your own.
How do you think that the material handling industry has evolved in terms of gender diversity in the last decade or so?
Well, I'd like to think that the industry has kept abreast of societal changes, and I'd like to think that it has embraced women into all aspects of our industry.
Mm.
It's certainly not uncommon now to see women selling forklift trucks, and it's not uncommon to see women engineers or women in technical departments. So I do think we've embraced women into the industry.
And is there any changes or developments that you'd like to see within the future?
No, I think just as an industry, we've got to continue to promote ourselves at all aspects to encourage women to come into the industry. And I think the UK MHA, that'll probably be one of their goals into the future. I think if the UK MHA can get into schools, into
Mm.
colleges, and promote the fact that this industry isn't anymore a male-dominated industry, then I think we will see more women coming again into all aspects of our companies.
And you think that that approach could have a positive effect?
I absolutely do, yes.
Do you have any advice that you would give to women or young women who aspire to be within the material handling industry?
Well, what I can tell you is I'm deeply passionate about this industry, and really, what I would say to any young person coming into the industry is I would say work hard, listen, take the setbacks, but learn from those to build your resilience.
So, is there any specific skills or qualities that you think are needed or are useful?
Well, for me, I think one of the most important skills is to work hard.
Mm.
Um, but I think in this day and age, with the added pressures that our young people face, I think to build their resilience is absolutely paramount.
And would you have any hopes for the material handling industry's future?
Well, I hope we continue to embrace technology.
Mm.
I hope we continue to encourage inclusivity throughout the industry. And I hope we continue to always put the right people in the right roles, but that we remain nimble and flexible to all the global changes that are occurring around us.